and to clarify all your doubts and for you to speak, everything will be there. So during the presentation, because when I share the slide, if you are having video, it will come and obstruct the video, the slide, which will not be good for the people who are witnessing it, and your audio. If you are going to on your audio, then the inside sound of your houses will come and disturb. It will disturb my thought flow as well as people who are listening to this. So please take care. Be in unmute. Good morning, friends. With this, let us start. The science of getting rich. To get rich, it is not some luck or something, friends. There's a science. There's a science behind it. As far as possible, let me try to condense it into a very, very lucid form so that everyone can understand. In such way, let me try to deliver it to you. See, friends, the world and the entire world is operating under definite laws. Whatever happens in this world is as per law. Same way, science of getting, there is also a science for getting rich. There is a law. That's what we are now going to deal with. An introduction about this subject. This was one of my earlier books that I have purchased, and still I am holding that book. I have this book right from 2001. I hope you'll all remember. For people, some of you would remember on 2001 when I was on a foreign trip to Malaysia. I have told that I purchased 15,000 rupees of books. This is one of the book. The book is very, very small book. It's a very small book, very, very concise, but deep things inside. And this has been my companion all through, right from 2001 to up to even today, friends. So that's what I'm going to share. And not only reading, in this 20 years, a lot of experiences happened in my life which collaborates. What is found in that book is 100% absolute truths. So we'll have to just follow it, friends. Fine. So let us now get into the thing. Let me now share the presentations. Science of getting rich. One minute. Yes, friends. Let's deal with the subject right from the first and foremost. Everybody should understand that you all are born here to become rich. All of you today, all of you have come into this world to become rich, to experience the entire abundance the world has now been created. As I would always be telling, and you people who are here, you will remember me quoting that the entire world is a beauty, great beauty. And this beauty can be enjoyed by only one species in this entire world, and that is the human species. So, if only human species can enjoy the world, then for it has been created? It is very obvious that it has been created for the human. So everything is there for you to enjoy. But what has been taught to us? See, let me give you an example. If somebody asks me, what is your desire? How much money you want? If somebody is going to ask me a question, I'll be replying, see, imagine a room. Just imagine a room of size 20 by 20, 20 feet by 20 feet, that room. I hope you can now get the imaginary structure of how much length and how much width, how much it will be, comparing your house. Some bedrooms may be around 10 by 10 or 10 by 11. Then if I'm saying 20 by 20, then you just imagine what type will be the room. And the roof height, normally our houses, room height is around 9 feet. That room height, what I'm trying to tell you, is a height of around more than 18 feet. So 20 by 20, even it can be 20 also. It's a cube, a cuboid. So my imagination is, I will have money in that rooms totally stacked. Totally stacked. If you're all Indian, for you to know it, totally stacked with all 2000 rupees note cut bundles. No gaps in between, up to the roof, entire room. If you open the door, the entire room is totally stacked with 2000 rupees notes. When I now say this, just within yourself, tell yourself, so many people within yourself would have said, hey, this is so much greedy. Am I right or wrong? I'm 100% right, because I know what people are, because I was also in your same shoes 20 years back, friends. Because people have taught us money is the root cause of all the problems. So we don't desire for money. Don't have any desires. Living a desireless life is the noblest life. This has all been taught to us. But it's all, please don't mistake me, it's all bullshits, friends. Please, it's all bullshits. Because unless otherwise, this point which I'm now harping on is not clarified, whatever technique, whatever thing you follow, you can never ever become rich, friends. Because your mindset itself, you don't want money. And how can money come to you? So first and foremost, this has to be taken away completely with root, uprooted. And I'm today making a first move. And from today onwards, you will have to do the uprooting. I'm now just initiating it. Just tell me, friends. Now let me ask you a simple thing. I'm going to now share you a small story-like thing, an analogy. Imagine, let us imagine you are an emperor, a Chakravarti of a great nation, very great nation. And you have a son, only son. And every parent, every father wants his son to grow up beautifully, get educated beautifully, get the topest education. So as an emperor, you have got all the facilities, all the things to see that he gets the best education. So what do? You send him to a place where the best education is possible. Say at the age of around 6 or 7 years, you send him so that he gets a beautiful education. And now, after 10 years of 12 years of elapsing, now at the age of around 17, 16 years, he has finished his education. He is now returning back to his homeland, to you, back to your palace. So that day when he is going to return, how will you expect him to come? How will you expect him to come? If anybody has, most of you, if you are all North Indians, you would have all seen the movie called Kabhi Kabhi Kushi Hum, in which Shah Rukh Khan is a son of a very, very wealthy family. He goes abroad, and after finishing his studies, he is coming back. The scenario will be, when he comes back, he comes in a flight, lands the flight, and once the flight lands, he gets down the flight, and immediately there's an helipad. He gets into that helicopter, and now it flies, and it comes and lands in his house. And there's a great festival going on in his house to invite him. And he comes down, he steps down of the helipad. The mother, father come and put the tilak. And that's how you want that your son to come back. Great, heroish entry. But now imagine that son comes out. When he comes out, you see him, he's having torn clothes, no buttons, all beard, one slipper. How will you feel? Again, for this also I'll give you an analogy. All of you have children in your house. We all send our small kids to the schools right from the kindergarten, below the LKG. Now imagine your son or a daughter, little kid, maybe studying in first standard, and your school is very, very next to your house, very next to your house. And there are other kids also going from this same neighborhood. Say maybe you are living in a flat, the next doorstep is the school, and a lot of children from your neighborhood is also going. So your child comes along with them. Imagine that way. So every day the school is over by around 3:30. So normally the child comes back by around 3:45 something. But this day, 3:45, the girl doesn't come, the girl or the boy doesn't come. You will wait for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. 4 o'clock, it does not come. Then slowly anxiety starts. You'll go to the school. Then you'll ask the watchman what happened. The watchman will say, everybody has gone. There are some people only. He will go search out and say, sir, ma'am, sir, your child is not there. I think she has gone out. No, you say, no, he has not come. Again, you'll go and search back and come and say, no, sir, he is not there. No, you'll get worried. Where he has gone? He has not come to the house. Again, you'll come to the house, see whether he has come when you have gone to the school. No, that's not so there. Now what happens? That's it. Everything is gone. All thinking will be there. You will be ringing to your school people, your children's friends' houses. What happened? What happened? Everybody will say, they came. He went. I came only up to the gate. He came. Always will be saying. And again, now what happens? Tension bounce out. What happened? What happened? Where he has gone? Somebody has taken him or what? All those things will be going on. And now imagine, by around 8 o'clock, the child returns back from another neighbor's house, saying that he came. There was some thing. We called to our house. He came and he was with us and he was enjoying. Now I'm coming and leaving. First and foremost, you have now got the child. You will be happy, but at the same time, you will have anger in you will first beat that child, red and blue. Why you have not told? That will be the condition of a parent who is having abundant love. Same way, friends. When you are expecting that person to come as a heroic entry, this fellow coming with the rugged clothes and other things, like please don't mistake me using this word, to make you understand I'm using like a beggar, and you an emperor. How much angry you will get? No, friends. ordinary mortal parent getting angry for not his son or the girl enjoying all that is there for them. When a mortal parent can get that much wild, imagine the eternal Father, friends. He has created everything for you. And if you are going to go and say, no, 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 I want to live a sacrifice life, I want to be a self, all these things, bullshits, how much angry you will be. All these things are bullshits, friends. He has created it so that we are all children of that God. And He wants us to enjoy. Where from your God? You will think, no, 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 I want to grow spiritually, I want to become spiritually great. Very great, friends. Please grow spiritually. Now tell me one thing. What is the ultimate thing that is required in the spiritualism? Renunciation. Am I right or wrong? Renouncing all that you have. Good. Now tell me, friends, what is that you have today that you are going to renounce? You don't have nothing. Then how are you going to renounce? Got it? To become spiritually also, you have to first own things. Then only you can renounce. That itself is the journey of in spirituality. Becoming wealthy is one among the steps of spirituality, friends. Try to understand. Just throw away all this bullshit that God wants us to sacrifice, God wants to be selfless, God wants us to be desireless, God wants us to see that we want to help everybody. I hope we are all talking to people who are in the overseas, and you have all traveled in the flight. In the flight, when the flight takes off, there's also air hostess coming and explaining the safety measures. When they say, when there's a higher shortfall, the oxygen marks will drop. And what they say? First, put the mask on you, even if there's a child by your side. After putting the mask on you, then put the mask there. That is what is reality. So you have the right to be rich, friends. Please understand this. Because our mind has been filled with a lot of garbage, and try to remove all this. This garbage is there. Whatever you do, becoming rich is going to be futile, friends. That's why I'm taking so much time to explain you all this. I too was in the same shoes 20 years back. People who know me 20 years back know me, how much I was fully involved in a lot of service works and other things. People know. But after going through all these things and learning things and getting experience and studying so many things and interacting within myself, what I'm now saying is 100% the correct thing, friends. We are all born to be rich, friends. We are all born to enjoy. But when you enjoy, imagine, you should always think that you are enjoying it, you are getting it, not by your great effort, by the grace of the Almighty. Only that is the only thing. A small difference, that's it. But everybody today here in this world will be given whatever you want. That's how the world is designed, friends. And the next thing is, as I said, there is a science. There is a science of getting rich. Because as everything, today when you boil water at just 100 degrees, it starts not only boil, it starts getting transformed from liquid state to the gaseous state as steam. Whoever boils it, A noble man is boiling it. The nature will not say, hey, he's a noble man. I'll have to become steam at 90 degrees. No. A hardcore criminal is boiling the water. Even at that time, only by 100 degrees, it will immediately start changing into steam. For Jay is a hardcore criminal. He has to eat for 120 degrees, 150 degrees. No, friends. Whoever it is. If you fall off from a big building, you're a saint. There's no other way out. You have to come to the ground. That is law, friends. Now, friends, just imagine. Today, everybody is in a city. Just imagine on Monday, the traffic in your city. How much congested, how much traffic, and what will be the speed of the vehicles going there? The vehicles go at the speed of not more than 20 kilometers or 25 kilometers maximum. And on the way, there are a lot of signals. And in most of the signals, if you are in a developing country, you have the traffic constables, the police people. And with all these things, now just tell me, does accident occur or not? 100% accidents. You're traveling at a very slow speed. Traffic signals are there. People are there monitoring the signal, the traffic. Still, accidents occur. But now, just close your eyes. Just see what is happening at the top. How many celestial bodies? What is the speed they are going? Is there any traffic lights there? Saying, hey, Saturn, stop, 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 stop. Mars is coming. Is there any accidents happening? See, everybody would be living in somewhere in the seashore. The sea will not come beyond that limit. Certain times it does it. Why? To make you understand, you people are never obeying law. If we start doing the same thing, your entire humankind will be destroyed. To make you understand. Everything is acting in this world according to conformity of some laws. Same way, friends. There's a science. Once you understand the science, then it's going to be a cakewalk, friends. And to become rich, just tell me, it's not monopolized. Is there anything that only one community is getting rich? Or is there anyone, only this person who is studying this language is getting rich? Or this person who is only worshipping this God is getting rich? Just imagine, who are all people rich? They are from all walks of life, all kinds of people. And it is not monopolized. Anybody can become rich. There is no difference. For Almighty, there is no difference. For Almighty, everybody is same. And everybody has been created to enjoy whatever he wants. As I told to you when I was doing that 17 ways, the secrets of a millionaire mind, I told you that it is like just going inside a restaurant. Once you walk into the restaurant has got lot of items to serve you. The restaurant is there to serve the customer who comes into the hotel. Everything is there. But once you go there, they will not come and serve you all the things that are there in the restaurant. You are supposed to ask what is required for you. What do you want? For which they give you a menu card. From the menu card, you scrape through and say that I want this, I want this, I want this. You order that. Then the bearer brings it. Same way, friends. This world has got everything. You have to order. You know what is happening? It is like you go into the hotel, flipping the menu card and asking for, say, for example, uh, a chicken fried rice. Imagine. So that bearer goes to bring that chicken fried rice. Within 5 minutes, you call him. Then you say, no, 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 I don't want chicken fried rice. I want Szechuan fried rice. Now he again goes back. Now he comes. Another 5-10 minutes back, you say, no, 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 I don't want fried rice. Is there any biryani? Now, what will the bearer ask you? Hello, decide what you want. That's what happening with us, friends. We don't decide what we want. Then you say that how is he saying we are here to enjoy things? First, we'll have to decide what we want. So whatever you want is available here, friends. Nothing is monopolized. Everything is there. And you will be thinking of scarcity. No scarcity is there. There is no scarcity. The world is full of abundance. The world is full of abundance. Scarcity is in our mind, friends. That I'll deal in the next 2-3 chapters after I deal with you. Now, let me tell you what is the first principle of science of getting rich. I'm now going to deal with a very big subject, very, very profound. So listen very carefully, carefully. First, friends, this world is made up of what? See, wherever you are sitting in your drawing room or you are sitting in your bedroom, wherever you are, just look around. You will be seeing some lights, you will be seeing some clocks, you will be seeing some tables, chairs, you will be having some laptops with you, you'll have a TV, you will have books. So many things are there in and around. In the world also, you have car, you have bikes, you have a mobile phone, you have a lot of things. Now, if you now see how all these things are from where they come, how are they made up of, from what are the elements that are available in crores and crores of items are available. You can see a Bluetooth, you can see camera, you can see this mic, you can see the mouse, everything, so many things, crores of things. All these crores of things are made from what material? If you see, I'm again going to science only, and if you're all science students, you all know that all these things are made up of either or combination of 108 elements. Right or wrong, whatever you see in this world is made up of either that element or a combination of either of these 108 elements in some proportion. In different, when the compounds are combined in a different proportion, you get a different thing. And different element, different thing. That's how the entire world, crores of things are being happened. And so everything has now come to 108. Okay. Now, this 108, what it is made up of? If you go now see through a microscope, every element is made up of what? Atoms. Everything. And the atoms is what? A nucleus and electrons. And electrons orbiting the nucleus. How many protons and neutrons and how many electrons are orbiting? Different elements have got different things. That is how the elements differ. But every element has an atom, and the atom has got a nucleus in which there are protons and neutrons, and there is an electron orbiting the nucleus. If there are 8 electrons and 8 protons and 8 neutrons, it's an oxygen atom. Right or wrong? So every element has got a different number of electron, proton and neutrons. Now see, 108 has now become to 3. Okay. This proton, neutron, electron. How they differ? They differ by charge. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, neutrons are neutral, no charge. Now, if you remove the charge, which is differentiating them, what happens? All these three become one. Got it? Entire world is now made up of only one thing that now fills the interspace. See, for example, between me and the laptop and the camera, there's a space. We will think there's nothing in between. No, it is filled with those single atom. The entire world is only that. Got? Entire world is made of whatever it is, whether it is Mars, whether it is Earth, whether it is Sun, everything is made up of that single item. And it permeates and it is spread everywhere. Got it? Now, it is not only one matter, there is one more thing. This matter has got intelligence. How you want? Just see your birth. Just see your birth. How you are born. How your eyes formed. How your nose formed. How your heart got formed. How your arteries, veins, and so many nerves got formed. What factory was there? Who designed it? So everything happening. Morning, everywhere, 6 o'clock, sun rises up. By around 5:30, 6 o'clock, sun sets in the tropical countries. And for some other countries, maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But sun sets. Seasons come. And we all breathe oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. So everybody is breathing in oxygen. So when everybody is breathing oxygen, where from the supply you can get? See, trees, they are breathing in carbon dioxide, what you breathe out, and they breathe out oxygen. See, this is intelligence. So this, got it now? The entire world is made up of one matter, and that one matter has got intelligence. I'm trying to go to a very lowest level and trying to make you understand. And this intelligence, once you say intelligence, that means thought is there, then only intelligence can be there. So the entire world is made up of a single atom, a thing which permeates and pervades everywhere. And it is with intelligence, with thought. And whatever thought comes into that matter, immediately form comes. If the thought comes that this shape, that shape is coming out. So this is the world. And now you as an individual man, you also have got thought. And now if you can, here comes, if your thought, you also have a thought. And if your thought can impress that universal thought, then what you think becomes manifestation. This is it. Simple. That much simple. Now let me read you the passage from the book so that you'll understand. I'll hide my camera. There is a thinking stuff. Got it? There's a thinking stuff. The stuff is what? Only one. Which all things are made. Everything is made up of that stuff only, as I said, told you. And which in its original states permeates, penetrates, fills the interspace of the universe. A thought in this substance. Sir, why is our audio?
Slide is not coming.
Slide is not coming.
Yeah.
It's sharing in my screen. Again, I'll do it. Now slide is coming.
Now okay.
Now it's there.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
There is a thinking stuff. Got it? There's a thing. That stuff is what the entire world is made up of, and which in original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspace of the entire universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. Man can form things in his thought. So, got it? Man can form in his thought, he can have his own thinking. And by impressing his thought upon that formless substance, can cause the thing that he thinks to be created. Understood? To think what you want. This is what is the important thing. What is that you have to think? You have to think the truth, regardless of appearance. What is that? See, you are being born for what? To be rich. So, you being rich, you being wealthy is the truth. Today, you will be in poverty. That is appearance. That is not the truth. So, your thought should be that I am rich. Even though you may be now today suffering from poverty, don't worry about it. But your thought should be I am rich. That is that. To think what you want to think is to think the truth. The truth is you are being involved with, see, you have been born healthy, no disease. Disease is untruth. Today your appearance is you are a diseased man. Don't think you are healthy. That is the truth. Slowly you will get away from the disease. And today you will be thinking of scarcity. No, scarcity is not it's the appearance. The truth is abundance. Same way, the appearance is poverty, but your truth is you're rich. You have to think you're rich. Even though today you don't have it. No, don't worry about it. Think you are rich. The world has created you to enjoy that rich. And the world is there to serve you. So this is the first principle of the science of getting rich. Let me again tell you, the entire world is made up of one substance. I have made it very clear as far as possible. I hope you could have understood by science itself, what science you have studied. With that, I have made you understand this entire world is made up of only one particle. Am I right? I told you so many things are there. It is all now broke. If you broke it down, it comes into 108 elements. And if you view it through a microscope, it gets broken down into protons, neutrons, and electrons. And these three are separated only by charge. If you remove the charge, then everything become one. So understand they are now the entire, that is what this statement says. All things are made. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made. And which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and it is there everywhere. In between me and the laptop, in between me and the mic, in between me and the camera, there is space, but the space is filled with proton, neutron, electron. It is that simple. And As the substance has got intelligence, so that it has have a thought, same way. Now, just tell me, in an atom, the nucleus is there, protons and neutrons are there, and the electrons is going around the nucleus. Protons, electrons are going around the nucleus. I hope everybody knows, everybody agrees that. Now tell me, you are seeing, or see in front of me, I have this mic. In this mic, there is proton, neutron, electron or not? Or let me take some, see this glass case. Now you can see the glass case. This glass case, what I am holding, it has got proton, neutron, electrons or what? It has got. Then means the electron inside here is going around the nucleus or not? Agreed. Now tell me, where from the electrons inside the box has got the energy to move? Is there any battery? That's why I showed you the glass case. That means this substance, which penetrates entire world, is not only has got intelligence and thought, it is also with energy that vibrates. And your thought vibrates. And you also have the capacity to think. No other being in this world has got the capacity to think. So once, that is what is it? Again, let me add, a thought in this substance produces whenever a thought comes into that substance that is which the world is made of, immediately that thing is being formed. And as a man, you can also have a thought. And if you can, this thought alone cannot manifest. This thought, what has to happen? It has to go and impress the thought on the substance. If that happens, then whatever you think is going to get manifested. And what is that you should think? You should think the truth. You should think the truth. What truth? That you are rich, you are healthy, there is abundance. The appearance is something contrary. Don't worry about the appearance. So I have now dealt with the first principle. Now let's go step by step. Next thing is, just see, entire world round, everything is growing. Every day, every second, everything is growing. Same way, as a human being, you should also grow. Not grow in your physical structures, friends. You should also grow in your spiritually, materialistically, everywhere. But what is happening to you? So that is what is life. See, tree or a plant will never say, I am trying to grow. Flower will never say, I am trying to blossom. It will never ever say, I am trying to give smell. It is its nature. Same way, to live successfully is the nature of the man. But what has happened, just see, within ourselves, putting in a lot of garbages, we think we have to try to become successful. We have to work hard to become successful.
Hello.
We have to work hard to become successful. We have to sacrifice this to become successful. Got this? Bullshits. All bullshits. Nature, your nature is to become successful. Your nature is to become healthy. Because the world, entire world around you, look around the entire thing. See, bird doesn't try to fly. It flies. The fish does not try to swim. It just swims. But a man alone wants to try to succeed, wants to try to live. Sir, Saravanan sir, can you mute your mic? So that's it. So everything is increasing. So don't have that we have to try nothing. You just you should now think what you want and only think the truth. In spite of the appearance, you may be living today in poverty, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Think that you are rich. You have been born to be rich. The abundance will come in search of you, friends. And now, let me tell you how riches come to you. Now comes the thing. How does it come and how it happens? See, friends, riches comes to you not by just sitting in meditation. Everything will come and fall in your lap. I'm not advocating that, and world doesn't advocate that. Nature doesn't advocate that. Your thing, once you put that thought in your mind, and there are some conditions, as per that, as per the law, things will start flowing into you. As per the norms the world has created. See, for example, if an oak tree has to grow, it has got a specific number of years it will take for the oak tree to grow. It will take that much time. But once you want it, things will start. Same way, if you want a car, that particular car may not be available here today. But that car, after some time, somebody's mind, it will go and they will design that car and it will get manufactured somewhere and it will come back for the sales. And you will be doing some work and you will be earning some money. And the bank people will come with a offer of giving some loan or something. All these will work together. Then the riches come to you. It's not that you think that it will come and fall in your lap. No, it all does as per the world, how the world is moving, how the commercial order, everything. And for that to happen, you should have very much important how to impress your thought with the thought of the substance. That substance which the entire world is filled up. There is one beautiful connection, friends. You know what it is? It is the gratitude, friends. Always have gratitude. But what is happening today is you always have complaining nature. You never ever feel of the things that you have today. You never have gratitude for that. You only have grudges for things you don't have. There's a small story-like thing. God comes in front of a person. He asks him, what do you want? He says, I want this, I want this, I want this. He gives. It's all there. Now, the God asks him, okay, can you give me in return your one eye? What the man will tell? I cannot give. I don't want these riches. Let the eye be there. One hand, one leg. Got it, friends? But have you ever felt gratitude for that? Every day when you wake up, today I'm awake to live this beautiful world, to get beautiful experience. Have you ever had a gratitude? That is the connection, friends. That is the outline. To make you understand what is outline, let me explain you from my experience. I was working with BHEL. BHEL, all of you know, we manufacture, we design, we manufacture, we erect and commission the power stations in India, also in abroad, worldwide. So the manufacturing of components like boiler, turbine, transformer, all those things are done in various units. And after manufacturing, all these things get transported to the particular place where the power station is going to be built from different units. of manufacture. And there is going to be a common person who is going to collect all these things and start doing erection. And after erection, they will run it, commission it, then hand over. So there will be always be a communication. Now I am saying about not today. Today we have got a cell phone, everything is there. We have got internet and everything. I am talking about the years when I joined BHL, it was around 1975. At that age, at that time, no internet, nothing. Even computer was not there. Only robust thing was there. So at that time, to have an immediate connection, there is going to call it as hotline. You know what is hotline? There will be a phone, no numbers will be there. Once they lift this phone will immediately connect with another phone on this hotline for Delhi unit, this hotline for Trichy unit, this unit for other unit, like that. So same way, the hotline, the immediate connection to that substance, which is the entire world is made up of, is the gratitude, friends. Once you have this gratitude and once you have this thought, automatically this thought gets transformed into the substance thought and automatically manifestation starts, friends. And manifestation, as I said, as per the normal how the world is operating, by the same way it will operate and it will be brought to you, friends. Now, I'll have to tell you in what way you have to think. You have to think in a certain way. What is that certain way? The certain way is, you will have today itself, when I am saying that you will be rich, somebody will have in your mind, can everybody become rich? Is the world has got that much money? Can everybody be rich? 100% you will have this thinking, because I too had this thinking. Understand, friends, world doesn't have any scarcity. It is full of abundance, full of abundance. Everything is there. You have not requested, it is not there. That's it. Now tell me, let me clarify all your things. Just tell me one thing. Is the world, oil, fuel, scarce or abundant? Answer will be scarce. We'll have to use the oil resources very, very carefully, very, very judiciously, so that it comes for a lot of generations. Am I right or wrong? Correct. Now let me give you an example. Today, in India, I don't know about the other countries, in India, there are rail traffic, train traffic goes by the electric traction, and it also goes by diesel. In India, 40% of the train diesel engines run in a fuel called diesel. It's again diesel. It's called as biodiesel. You know what is biodiesel? Diesel got from a plant. I don't know the English word for the plant. In Tamil, it's called as Amanakku Ennai. For last 20 years, it is being done. 40% of the diesel engines are running on biodiesel. That means from a plant seed, oil has been found out, and that oil is being used for running the diesel engines. Now tell me, that diesel was there in that seed even before they found it out or not? Same way, in where all these type of things will be available, who knows? Only when you need it, it will be show up. It will show up, friends. Please understand. Please understand. There's no scarcity in this world. Full of abundance. Whatever you want is going to be there. Today you are not asking for it, it's not coming. That's it. Once you ask, things will come up. Let me also give you another example. Today, tell me, world medical science is far, far improved or not? Answer is yes. Okay. If medical science is improved, then diseases should be less. What's happening? Every now and then, new disease is coming. Certain years back, one disease called SARS came. I hope now only you will remember SARS. Everybody same way wearing mask, deadly disease. And now Corona has come. And now again another rebirth of Corona has come. Why all these 2000 years, 4000 years this has not come? Why is now coming? Just think. See, medical science, what they study. See that what they study. They study disease. They don't study health. So what you focus on, what you study, that is expanding. That's it, friends. Scarcity is not at all there. And again, to make you understand very clearly, what is scarcity? Demand less than demand. Demand is more, availability is very, very less. Let us take up food. So food is now scarce. Why? Because population has grown. And other thing is, the land where the food was cultivated is now less because the land has been converted into buildings and other things. So land is now down and the population is more. So now scarce. Okay. Now, 100 years back, then the scarcity should not be there. Scarcity was there or not? Scarcity was more. They issued ration cards. That's where the ration cards was issued. That came into existence only then. So now see, friends, scarcity is in your mind, friends, not in the world. World is full of abundance. So never think that way. Think everything is there. When you think that everything is there, then this is very important. There is no competition. When there is everything, it is available for everybody, then why a mad rush to get it? Everybody can get whatever he wants. So what you should have? Creative things. No competition. No shortcut methods to see that I grab it before first. That should never. Once you have that, then you are going against the nature. Things will not come to you, friends. If it comes, it will be short-lived. So you should think, first thing is truth. Truth is, I am rich. Even though you are in poverty case. Even if you have disease, you should think, I am healthy. And no scarcity, only abundance. This is how you have to think. You should think what that is you want. What is that you want, how you want your life to be. That's it. And once, now just by thinking, things will not start coming. As I said, things will start happening and will come to you as the world is operating. That means you should start working. You should start acting. What should I act? Today, what is available in your hand today, give your best. That's it. Your requirement, your wanting, your desire may be something, and today what you are going to do may not be ever related to that. For example, today you may be a sweeper, but you want to become rich. Your thing is, I want to live a rich life, want to live in a beautiful villa, beautiful cars, beautiful lifestyle, luxury lifestyle. But today you are in a sweeper. Don't think that I am not only sweeper. How can I become rich by this? Today, do it perfectly, truthfully. Somebody will see you doing it perfectly and give you something in reward. Slowly, things will happen. Let me give you an history. You know, in India, there's a group called Oberoi Water Groups. I hope everybody would have heard about it. You know the history of Oberoi? Oberoi, the erstwhile Oberoi was a ordinary lower rung servant-like person who was working in a hotel in a hill station owned by an Englishman. Englishman